How do you pronounce this place name? Is the second vowel you say more like the one in hot, or the one in hat? Well, how you say it might actually say something about you. A study in 2010 looked at the speech of politicians in the U.S. House of Representatives. They found that this pronunciation patterned with political party. Democrats were more likely to use the ah vowel, Iraq, which is closer to the actual Arabic pronunciation and which I'll call the more source-like pronunciation. Republicans were more likely to use the less source-like ah vowel, Iraq. I suspected that this would hold for non-politicians, especially seeing how political identity has become a stronger facet of Americans' identities in general. So I went around disrupting random people's day in the park, asking them to do a geography quiz. They'd list the places by how hot they thought they were during the summer. I didn't care at all whether they were correct. I just cared about how they pronounced them. Then I asked for info about them, including their political identity. Sure enough, the same pattern held. Liberals used the ah pronunciation more, conservatives used the ah pronunciation more, and this held for other place names of interest too. Chile, Chile, Quebec, Quebec. Liberals used the more source-like pronunciations more frequently than conservatives. But I wanted to know how much this was really about politics versus a more direct result of other factors that seem to correlate with politics. One's attitude toward a group of speakers could influence how much they want to pronounce words from that language like its native speakers do. And polling has found that such attitudes differ along political lines, with Republicans tending to hold more unfavorable opinions of Arabs than those held by Democrats. But the political pattern in the geography quiz seemed to hold for multiple place names, including ones that seem less politically charged. So, I thought that this could be something broader, less particular to the language, group, or region. I thought that how strongly one wants to identify as global or culturally sensitive might do something similar and explain one's inclination to use more source-like pronunciations. And this seems to also differ along political lines. So, round 2. I brought people into the lab, had them read random words out loud, including Iran and Iraq, and had them perform an agreement questionnaire. Strongly agree, somewhat disagree, with statements getting at things like their political identity. My political views are usually conservative. I have a lot of Democrat friends. Their attitudes regarding the Middle East. I don't consider the Middle East a dangerous region to travel to. There are aspects of Middle Eastern culture that make me uncomfortable. And their global versus nationalist persona. I consider myself sensitive to other cultures. The negative stereotypes that get attached to Americans are often unfounded or wrong. And sure enough, people's attitudes about the Middle East and their alignment with a more global persona were strong predictors of how they pronounce these place names. More positive attitudes regarding the Middle East meant that one was more likely to have used the ah vowel in their pronunciation, and so did their global identity. Political identity itself was not quite as strong. So it doesn't seem like this is just a way to linguistically express political identity. It seems to be falling out from and reflecting those political parties' ideologies.